Hello, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers, bringing you news and information from people making a difference in our communities. I'm Beverly Weaver, and joining me now is Jeff Lamontagne, the co-founder and executive director of Second Wind Fund. Welcome, Jeff. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Let's begin really with what exactly Second Wind Fund is. A lot of people may not know of your organization.
Well, Second Wind Fund provides professional counseling services to kids, 19 and under, who are struggling with thoughts of suicide, but who don't have good mental health coverage. They may not have any insurance or poor insurance coverage, and they just can't get the professional help they need, yet they're thinking life and death thoughts. And, you know, if a kid breaks a leg, we rush them to the hospital.
Yeah.
Kids thinking life and death, struggling with mental health issues. The insurance coverage isn't as good, but we really need to get them in and get those issues put on the table and addressed right away.
Yeah. In terms of Colorado, really has a fairly high ranking in terms of adult and teenage suicide. That's very alarming for parents.
Yeah, Colorado, for the last 100 years, has ranked in the top half of states, most years in the top 10, sometimes in the top 5. Over the last few years, Colorado's ranked 6th in the country, and that's both adults and youth. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons why that might be. There's a lot of speculation. Probably two of the best reasons that are given are, one, that we're a frontier state. There's kind of this individualistic mentality. I don't need any help. I can accomplish things on my own, which makes it a great place to live. It's an adventurous place. But when it comes to something like needing help around mental health issues, people who are vulnerable to suicidal thinking probably don't reach out as often as they need to.
Yeah.
Also, just simply put, we're pretty low on the funding scale in terms of other states for mental health funding.
Yeah, yeah. And really there's a lot of misperceptions when a young person is talking about committing suicide, or there are those hints there. We tend to have a lot of myths surrounding that. Tell me about that.
That's right. I mean, a lot of people think that suicide is an issue that affects other people and not them or their families. But what we actually know is about half of kids, by the time they're 20, half of them will struggle with suicidal thoughts at some point or another. It's actually a really large biological component, and when a youth hits a rough patch for whatever reason, whatever's going on in their life, if they're already vulnerable to suicidal thinking, it's really not uncommon for them to go there. So a big misperception is that it affects other people. Another misperception is really that when we talk about it, we make it worse. But really, if you hear someone express suicidal thoughts, especially a kid, just asking them in a non-judgmental, compassionate way, hey, what can I do? You know, I heard what you said, is only going to reduce their suicide risk and sort of take away some of the stigma, and they feel like they've got a safe harbor with someone to talk to.
Right. And in terms of what the niche that your organization is providing is really getting them to then further explore that, go to somebody who's a professional counselor, and get hooked up with those mental health services.
That's right. So many kids, so many families have either no insurance or they've got insurance that doesn't have a mental health component, and so they can't afford $100, $125 sessions or more than a couple of them. But it's really important that those issues get addressed and worked through in a therapeutic setting. So where we come in is if a school identifies a kid as struggling with suicidal thoughts and the family doesn't have that coverage, we get them in quickly, within a few days, frequently, up to 20 sessions. Only a few days or a week between sessions, always with a licensed therapist and in their community. We take away all those access barriers. So kids who are having those thoughts just get in.
Just get in and get in quickly. Program results. Tell me quickly what kind of results you've seen with Second Wind Fund.
Well, we've had 2,500 kids referred to our program. The best result we have is that all 2,500, even though they were at risk for suicide when they were referred to us, are still alive today. In the counties where we've served the most kids, 100 or more in a year, say, we've actually seen an ongoing decrease in the youth suicide rate in those counties, which really tells you everything you need to know about access. We also do collect data on the kids. We have them fill out short surveys, and they show a significant reduction as the kids have therapy in their suicidal thinking. It goes way down very quickly.
Where's the website where people can get more information, Jeff?
That's at www.thesecondwindfund, the Second Wind Fund's all spelled out, .org.
All right, good information. Jeff Lamontagne, the co-founder and executive director of Second Wind Fund. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Good information. And thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Beverly Weaver.